Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is LB the Realist, and this is Surrealistic Studios. Thank you for joining me this fine Sunday morning. I'm hoping you guys are doing well. If not, I sincerely hope you do better. We're going to work on that, okay? So, our first story for this Sunday morning, we have Sherry Johnson. Now, Sherry Johnson has made headlines recently because when she was just 10 years old, she was raped. And after she was raped by a 19-year-old man, by the way, after she was raped, her parents actually forced her to marry that same man. So we have laws against child marriages. Usually in most states, such as California, it's illegal to get married if you're under the age of 18. But there's no minimum age requirement to get married if you have your parents' consent. So in this case of Sherry Johnson, she was actually forced to marry her rapist by her parents and by the courts. So Friday, March 9th, 2018, just a couple days ago here, legislature finally passed a law prohibiting marriage for anyone under the age of 17 in Florida. So it passed the House on a 109 to 1 vote. One vote. The one dissenting vote was Republican George Moraitis. He's the one that voted again. Moraitis sounds like some shit you don't want to catch. So it heads to Governor Rick Scott's desk. He says he's going to go ahead and sign it. So it will be signed into law if all goes well. The bill was, I'll read a little bit from this article from USA Today. The bill was a compromise between the House and the Senate. The Senate originally passed a bill that banned the marriage of anyone under the age of 18, but the House had wanted to carve out exceptions for some 16 and 17-year-olds when there's a pregnancy. The bill going to Republican Governor Rick Scott would set limits on the marriage of 17-year-olds. While pregnancy won't be a factor, anyone marrying a 17-year-old couldn't be more than 2 years older, and minors would need parental consent. Scott's office said he would sign the bill. Currently, 16 and 17-year-olds can marry with the consent of both set of parents. If a pregnancy is involved, there's no minimum age for marriage if a judge approves. There's no minimum age for marriage if a judge approves. There's no minimum motherfucking age. That shit is... I can't believe it. I can't believe that shit. And it's in most states. It's in most states in the United States. If a pregnancy is involved, there is no minimum age for marriage if a judge approves. A legislative staff analysis showed that between 2012 and 2016, 1,828 marriage licenses were issued in Florida to couples when at least one party was a minor. That includes a 13-year-old, 7 14-year-olds, and 29 15-year-olds. Fucking holy shit. Fuck you, demonetize me. In one case, a 14-year-old married a 15-year-old, and in another, a man over the age of 90 was able to marry a girl who was 16 or 17 years old. In some cases, girls were allowed to marry men more than twice their age. Supporters say changing the law will make sure no child is forced to marry a man who raped her, even if she becomes pregnant. Still, Republican George Moraitis voted against the bill. While he didn't say anything during the debate Friday, he did say last month when he opposed the bill in committee that the current law is very good, in my opinion, a very carefully crafted balance. A balance of what? Pedophilia and inhuman decency? The fuck? Or human indecency or whatever. Like, there's literally only a handful of cases that would fall under what I would say are potentially abusive, says Moraitis, who also is the chairman of the Broward County Republican Party. To focus on a 10-year-old or 11-year-old or something like that when they're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people that could get married, I'm particularly focused on the pregnancy aspect of it. I don't want the message to be that it's better not to get married. No, so it's better to marry a 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's better to marry a 10-year-old because you fucked a fucking child and got her pregnant. After the vote, Republican bill sponsors Representatives Jeanette Nunes and Senator Elizabeth Benasquisto. that's hard to pronounce, emerged from their chambers floors and greeted Johnson with long emotional hugs in the rotunda between the chambers. Sherry Johnson is referring to. She's the star, Benasquito said to reporters before rushing back to the Senate floor. So I'm glad that this person, Sherry Johnson, you know, took such an active role in getting this passed and pushing for it. It still needs to be signed by Governor Rick Scott. He said he will sign it, so I'm glad. It also baffles my fucking brain that this is legal in most states, and it took so long for this to even happen. Like, how do we live in a country like this? It's so surreal. Oh God. And it's still legal in most states. Like, they don't even have a minimum age requirement. They don't even have a minimum age requirement. Oh my God. So if you got some fucked up parents and you get raped by a grown ass man and you're a minor, you're a young teenage girl or a preteen or a let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm off this story. If I left out anything, please let me know. Remember to love, peace, chicken grease. Keep fighting, keep spreading that enlightenment, and until next time, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.